Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello and welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Mary and I make videos budgeting my paychecks and just journaling my my little journey on getting out of debt. So it's been a long time since I've done one of these videos. I did upload another one where I'm just kind of talking to you guys and updating you guys with what's been going on the past few months. There has been some changes that has happened since my last video. But anyways, I am just glad to be back. So let's just get right into it and I'll kind of chit chat with you guys as I go in case you haven't seen that video. But today we are going to budget my paycheck from last week just because I haven't had a chance to actually sit down and budget. I've been doing it like on the fly here and there, but I wanted to just kind of formally do it because I feel messy when I don't. So this is from last Friday, and this is the amount that we're currently working with. So this is what it is in our bank account right now, and I am just going to start writing down all of our expenses that are going to be due until next paycheck. So I am starting from today, the 12th, and then we don't get paid again until the 21st. So let's begin. It's going to be a little bit different because I had already withdrawn some money from last paycheck. I just haven't been able to like put it in our envelopes and stuff, so I'll kind of show that at the end. But yeah, so let's get started. Tithes are gonna be 500. We've been behind on our tithes, so this has kind of been adding up. So we are going to do that. This is what happens when I don't sit down and budget properly and give myself the proper time. Things just kind of like fall between the cracks. So I am making it a priority to do this again. But I'm trying to not be too hard on myself because of course it is difficult with 2 kiddos now. So some pass is gonna be 50. And then gas, our utility gas, is gonna be 38.34. And then FPL is going to be 86 with 3. So yeah, in case you guys don't remember, or if you're new here, I did have our second son back in November. And I can't believe it, he's already 6 months and he is just so beautiful and I love him so much. Both my boys are doing good. My 3-year-old is obsessed with him, and I'm so glad that he didn't really go through any like jealousy moments or anything. He just loves him so much. So they're doing good. But with that being said, that's why it's kind of been hard to do these videos because it's just me with the boys. Between my husband and I, our days off are opposite. So when I work, he's off, and when he's off, I work. So it is kind of like difficult now. And my toddler refuses to take naps. He doesn't want to nap anymore. So I used to do my videos before while he was napping. So that's a no-go. So anyway, so that's kind of a little bit what I go over in that video, just kind of telling you guys where I've been. And yeah, I wonder if any of you guys, if you have kids, if you can relate, like, isn't it hard? I mean, it's hard as it is to find me time. But with 2 kids, it's like, what? I am just trying to squeeze in a little bit of time for me here and there wherever I can. And usually when I do, I try to like do things like this where I can just sit down and go over our finances. Because I just love it. I love budgeting. It's so like therapeutic for me too. But yeah, so what do we have? Okay, so we have FPL, and then groceries. I am going to budget for 150, and then car gas. So apparently there's a shortage going on. I live in South Florida. We're not experiencing that, but are you guys experiencing that where you're from? So we just filled up our tank last night just in case. Things didn't seem crazy. There were more people than usual at the gas, I guess just to prepare just in case. But hopefully that doesn't happen here. But yeah, apparently there's a gas shortage going on. So car gas 80. Okay, so that is gonna be that. Now what I'm gonna do is down here, I am going to write out what the money that I already withdrew. But I think before I do that, I'm going to tally this up. I think all of this is actually gonna stay in my bank account. Usually I withdraw the money and I show it, but I already did that, so that's gonna go down here. All of this I pay online, so I don't have to take out anything from there. Okay, so money, I'm just gonna put money withdrew. Is that a word? Withdrew. And it was a total of $890. And that's gonna be for medical. So this is a big change for us. One of the things that are new is that I quit my job where I was at the hospital, and we used to get our benefits, like we used to get our insurance from there, and now we don't. I'm in another job now, but it's kind of like independent, so I don't have benefits there. So right now we currently do not have insurance. We're paying everything cash. So I have to definitely make sure that I calculate that and start taking out money to pay for cash. Thankfully, it's been going well. Not as scary or as bad as I thought, but still I do not like the feeling of not having insurance, because we've always been covered. And we are going to get insurance with my husband, but open enrollment doesn't begin until fall, I think like November. So we have to just apply for insurance until then, until we can get covered by his job. So with that being said, I did withdraw some money for medical expenses, which is mainly like any doctor visits now for my kids, any co-payments or prescriptions, anything like that. So I did take out $400 for that. So medical is going to be $400, and then taxes from my job, because this is also including a little bit of what I got paid from my new job. And what's new with that is I used to get 2 paychecks, and now I only get 1 paycheck. So now I budget 1 big paycheck and then 2 of my husband's paychecks. And with that job, like I've always done before actually, because I've had this job for like a year already, I'm just taking out taxes from that. And I took out $490 for taxes. So that gives me a total of $890, and that's just what I'm going to be stuffing today, which is just going to be 2 little envelopes. And I'm also gonna stuff, though, what I wanted to do new is I'm trying to sell things. Like always, I'm always trying to sell stuff. Anyway, I've made a couple of dollars here or there, so I made an envelope just to put whatever cash I make from any side sales or anything like that. Yeah, so I'll be stuffing that as well. And I think that is it. So that's that. And this is gonna go to my envelopes. So over here, I am just going to write out the balance. I should have done that actually before this. So ending balance is going to be, so let me just put over here. That's gonna bother me, okay. Ending balance. It's been such a long time that I feel a little rusty with this. Again, I usually just kind of like scribble, scrabble, and budget really quick. Okay, so $940, and I'm just going to subtract everything that I'm going to be paying. So minus $500, minus $50, and then $38, $34, $86.03, $150, and $80. So that leaves me with $36.22 in the bank, and that is gonna stay there until next paycheck. So that's gonna be my ending balance. This is what I have in cash. And I think that is it. So let me just get my money so that we can stuff those cash envelopes, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back. This is the money here, and I'm just quickly highlighting this because I always like to just highlight my beginning and ending balance, and that's it. So I'm just gonna leave that like that. Also, if you haven't noticed, I used to always budget in my lovely budget book. It was a notebook that I just kind of turned into my own little budgeting book. And I went back to Target to buy that same notebook for this year to start, you know, a new year. And they don't sell that notebook anymore. And I was obsessed with that notebook. I don't know why, I just loved it so much. And they don't have it anymore. So I went with the binder this year. So I am still working on a few little things, but I really want to show you guys how I am just turning this binder into my budgeting binder, I guess, instead of a budgeting notebook. But yeah, so I'm really having a lot of fun with it. It's not too bad. I still miss my notebook, but this is actually nice because you can fit so much more stuff. So anyway, so I am going to work on finishing it up, and then I am going to do a video showing you guys how you can turn your binder into your own personal budgeting everything. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into stuffing my cash envelope. So this is the cash that I made from a few things that I've sold on Craigslist. And then I do have a few dollars, I don't know from where. So this, I am not sure what I'm gonna do with. It's $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7. I don't know if I should just do like a dollar savings thing, I'm not sure, but let's do this. So we have medical, which is $400. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have my little envelopes here. So medical is going to be $400. And then taxes is $490. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then 2, 4, 6, 8, 85, 90. $490. Also, I made some worksheets or forms to track a lot of my expenses and savings and things. So I'm gonna share that with you guys as well. I kind of wanted to go a little bit more into that with this binder, kind of keep things nice and clean and neat. So I'm excited to show you guys. $490. I'll probably show you actually really quick because I'm gonna write down this on how I track it. So taxes, and then for my sales, it was 15, and I think I want to write down, yeah, so I want to write down what I'm selling, how much, and from where, just as a reference. I'm just curious to know for myself and how much I make when I sell things and from what. So until I do that though, I am just going to make a quick little note here about it. So first of all, isn't this so cute? I got it from Target. I don't know what brand, but they had the cutest little like accessories. So I'm just gonna write here sales until I make my formal like little worksheet. And it's gonna be, I know $15 was from my body pillow from when I was pregnant, the most comfortable thing ever, but it's so big and bulky and I really don't use it anymore, so I sold it. And then $10 I sold our bottle warmer because I don't use that either. Bottle warmer. So I'm just gonna leave that as a little note for me until I transfer it to my little new like worksheet or something. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 10, 15, 25. All right, so it's not much, but it's just something. And I still have so many things. I have a lot of clothes. Do you guys sell on, what's it called? Where you sell clothes. I've never done it and I want to do it. Hopefully I can sell some things. Poshmark. I've heard a lot about Poshmark, so I want to try to sell on there. So this is going to be my sales envelope, and this little note I think I'm just going to put in here actually so that I don't forget. Okay, and that is that. So I have medical, taxes, and my little side money there. This I really don't know what I want to do with yet. So I'm just gonna hold on to it until I figure it out. And I think that is it for this video, guys. So thank you so much for watching and sticking around if you're still here. I know it's been such a long time, but again, I am so happy to be back. And let me see, let me show you guys really quick. These are the worksheets actually. These are my tides, taxes. So I'm just gonna do this while I'm already here because I might not have time to do it later. So for my taxes, this is how I track my taxes. I've always done this. So this I did in my budget book, but of course I just did it on regular paper from the notebook. But I made these little worksheets for it. So I'm really excited because I don't know, it just makes it extra organized and pretty, and I like looking at it. So we are going to write that down. So let me see. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I already wrote it down. So it was from April. This is how much I got paid. This is 15% taxes, and then that I took out, which is the $490. And then this is what I calculated that I have to take out for tithes. So this is what I pocket at the end after I take taxes and tithes out. And then here I just like to write down how much I have in my actual envelope so that I know and I'm tracking how much I've been taking out for taxes from each paycheck and how much I have total, so that when next tax season rolls around, it should all match and I should have X amount in my little envelope. So so my tax balance is going to be $490. That is what I have. And also by doing this, I know that I've already calculated it, because for example, for tithes, see how this is blank still, because I still make sure that I write down how much I'm taking out and from what paycheck. But unless it's written here, that means I have not actually paid it. And I'm so bad with that, I know. So like these, for example, I've paid, that's why they're all checked off. And then I have to catch up with these paychecks. It's just been so busy, and I again, it's been hard. And when you don't sit down and like properly do things, you miss things. So I am paying $500 towards it, so I'm just gonna calculate $500 out of here and then I'll check it off. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that. So this is my tithes little worksheet. So anyway, when I do my video for my binder updated budget book per se, I will go through all of the forms and just kind of show you guys what I've been doing. So all right, that is it. Now I'm done. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching, and if this video helped you or if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and that's it. If you haven't subscribed, please join us here. I would love to have you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.